Your PC feeling worse over time isn't in your head. If you have Synapse, G-Hub and IQ installed, that's 3 apps fighting over startup, running background services, spiking your CPU for no reason. Now by the end of this video you'll know exactly which ones to kill and which ones to keep, and your PC is going to feel like a clean install without spending anything. So let's start with the one rule that fixes all of it. Configure once, save to device, uninstall. Most people don't know their mouse has onboard memory, a chip that stores your DPI, polling rate, button remaps. Not in the app, not in the cloud, on the mouse itself. You set it once, save it, and the software never needs to run again. And look, all of these apps aren't bloated because someone messed up, they're designed that way. They want to show you product ads, dashboards, game integrations you never asked for. Now these apps aren't built for your aim, they're built to keep you inside their ecosystem. So let's go through the big three and get rid of what you don't need, and after that I'll show you why companies like ATK and Wooting already got rid of the desktop software completely. Now the rule is simple, but how you apply it depends on what gear you're running. So here is exactly what to do for each one. Number 1, Logitech and G-Hub. Now Logitech has a thing called Onboard Memory Manager, OMM. Open it, set your DPI, polling rate, buttons, save everything to the mouse and close it. You can plug it into any PC and it just works. Of course not every Logitech device supports OMM features, so check yours. But for most recent mice, Superlight 2, G Pro X, other stuff like that, it does what you actually need. And unlike G-Hub, OMM can't crash mid-match and disconnect your mouse. There are also cases where G-Hub disappears from the add and remove programs but keeps running in the background. You can't open it, you can't uninstall it, you have to go dig through program files and the registry by hand to get it off your system. Next you have Razer Synapse. Set your DPI, macros, lighting, save your profiles, then disable Synapse from startup. If you don't use Chroma Live effects, just remove it and only open it when you actually want to change something. Also Razer launched this year the Synapse Web. Browser based, no install, but it only works with specific Huntsman V3 boards right now. But of course the direction is pretty clear. They made it because a lot of pro players refuse to install Synapse at tournaments. Next we have Corsair or SteelSeries. Now some headsets will lock your EQ and mic settings behind IQ or GG, and IQ install can balloon to 3 or 5 gigs. Over 2 GB of that is just running RGB integrations for games you never even played. If that is you, disable it from startup and only open when you actually need to change something. Nothing peripheral related should be on your startup unless it absolutely has to be there. Okay, so now you know how to get rid of them, but you might be thinking, does it actually matter that much? Now let me show you what these suits are really doing to your system while you game. Everybody jumps to GPU upgrades and more RAM, but peripheral software is the new bloatware. It's the stuff nobody thinks to check because it came with your mouse. Now you're in Valorant, you have 200 FPS, but every other duel your frame time spikes and your crosshair feels laggy. So you open Task Manager, everything looks fine, but what you're not seeing is Synapse doing random CPU spikes. On laptops, just having Synapse open raises idle temperatures by 15 to 20 degrees. G-Hub can also push VMI provider host to 20% CPU on a Ryzen. All of that is just by sitting idle. IQ is pulling 1 to 3%, CPU constantly just existing in the background. Now on top of that, add Discord with overlay on, a browser with a stream, Spotify, and you've got 6 things all taking small bites out of your CPU every few milliseconds. And your first thought is that I need better hardware. But there are real cases, real threads where people fix stutter and frame time issues by just uninstalling Synapse, for example. Now the biggest thing you get from this isn't more frames, it's getting rid of the randomness, the buggy stuff, the annoying things. You will not have like some random stutters, no profile resetting itself mid-game, no updates that decide to fire during a ranked match. And here is the thing, you don't have to deal with any of this anymore, because the way the new peripherals are configured in 2026 is completely different. And here is the bigger picture, and this is why the title says dying. Between 2015 and 2022, every brand was pushing massive suits with stores, integration, dashboards, a bunch of useless stuff. Now since 2023, a bunch of companies showed up and proved you don't need any of it. For example, ATK and VXC ship mice with web configuration. You open a browser, go to hub.atk.pro, your mouse shows up. DPI, polling rate, lift off distance, debounce, macros, whatever you need. Now this is a $50 mouse. It has zero bloat and everything that you need. Now Wooting did the same for keyboards. You have rapid trigger, you have analog input, key remapping, all from the browser. And if a firmware update goes wrong, the keyboard has a physical restore mode. Pretty simple and is the best way to do it. Now the tech behind all of this is called WebHid. It's a browser API that lets Chrome and Edge talk directly to the hardware. No driver, no installs, works across all platforms. Now if Razer, Wooting and ATK can all write profiles from a browser straight to the device, there is no excuse for a 1GB desktop suit anymore. Now let me give you the exact step to clean all of this up. Do it once and you won't need to think about about it again. So step 1, see what's actually running. Open Task Manager, look at RAM and CPU for every peripheral suite. See the numbers, that's your starting point. Step 2, kill Startup and Services. Startup tab, disable every peripheral suite. Then go to Services, anything from Razer, Corsair, Logitech, SteelSeries, set to automatic, switch it to manual. And after you uninstall, go check program files and program data by hand. Synapse alone can dump close to 10 GB of update files into your Windows installer folder over time. Step 3, save to device and delete. Logitech, use OMM, save to onboard, get rid of the G-Hub. Razer, save profiles, disable startup, or use Synapse Web if your board supports it. Anything else, find the onboard profile option, save your settings to the chip. Once it's on the device, it works on any PC. No software, no login, no internet needed. And before you buy anything new, here's what to check so you don't end up back in the same situation. Now, for your next purchase, 3 things to look for. Basically, onboard memory. Set it up on one PC, plug into another with nothing installed. If your settings don't carry over, just skip it. Next, make sure they have a lightweight configurator, web-based or a small portable app. If the only way to configure is a full desktop suite, that's a problem. And the last thing, no login for basic settings. If you need to make an account just to change your DPI, just move on. Now, in 2026, the hardware is solved, sensor, switches, wireless, it's all there. The bottleneck is the software sitting between you and the game. Now, drop in the comments how many suits you had running and how many survived. I want to see actual numbers, and also if you saw a massive difference in performance afterwards. And if you want to learn even more about the best gear that you can buy, check out the next video.